Hey everybody, welcome to your full moon lunar eclipse energetic check-in tarot reading with me, Stella Wilde. This is for all the signs. It will be time stamped. You may want to watch for your rising sign first. I do use Western astrology, not Vedic. So, watch that first and then your sun sign. All right, so let's get into it. So as you may know, not only are we heading into eclipse season, but we have a Mercury retrograde to add to the fun and flavor of Gemini season. And of course, it should also be noted that Saturn will be retrograde at this time in Aquarius, and it will be squaring Uranus, which is not retrograde in Taurus. So squares are energy that is challenging. Squares can sometimes, I liken squares to an itch that you have to scratch, right? It's just something that's bugging you. So there could be, a lot of tension surrounding the Saturn-Uranus square, wherever that's happening in your chart. And we know that full moons, and especially, a super powerful full moon lunar eclipse, can bring things to a head. Emotions run high. So there could be a lot of frustrations that need an outlet. As an example, there may not be an outlet, or there's only a half an outlet, or an outlet that is unsatisfactory, because of also the energy of Neptune squaring Mercury and Venus. The thing too is to be really careful of, saying things out of frustration, making promises or accusations out of frustration, any type of, pent up, frustrated energy where you feel like something's got to give, you just got to get a situation rectified. And you may be pushing kind of like, against the stream of the natural flow. Pay attention to that, because that's not advised right now, especially with Neptune squaring Mercury and Venus, and with Mercury going to be going retrograde on the 29th. You may have to, if you, do a hair trigger, knee-jerk reaction type thing and, open your mouth and say a few things that are not great, you may have to backtrack. By the time we get to the end of June. So keep all of this in mind. Eclipses are wild cards. They really are. And like I said, it could manifest in very different ways depending on your individual chart. All right, so Aries, the full moon lunar eclipse is happening in your 9th house. And I'm just going to use the abbreviation for the houses, like kind of the general theme. So this is the big picture of your life, basically. Okay, so the big picture of your life. We're going to start with this deck. This is a very interesting oracle deck, and then we're going to clarify it. And this is the deck of surrender, all about letting go. And that's what does tend to happen at full moon lunar eclipses, whether we want it to or not. So we will see what the energy has to say of what you may be shifting in your life, letting go of, shifting in terms of the bigger picture, where you're going. All right, let's pull this one. What do we have? Aries, it's time to surrender to joy. I love it. A key to positive change in your life is to let in joy and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. All right, that's a very powerful message. So let's clarify that. Let's bring in a couple of tarots. So Aries, I know you guys have been working your buns off, but yes, that is a very clear message to perhaps let a few work obligations go. Allow yourself some downtime and surrender to joy. That's the key to positive change in your life. Doing things that bring you joy. Four of Swords. Some of you really need a break. And the Knight of Swords. Okay, changing your mindset, making a decision. This is the other thing too, is you may have been waiting on some sort of decision, some sort of news for at least the last 4 days, 4 weeks, 4 months even, Aries. You've been kind of in, this waiting period. And the Knight of Swords suggests there can be news coming in very quickly. News because, look at the card we got. News that could have you really leaping for joy over some new situation that is going to bring positive change in your life. That's what this card is all about, a key to positive change. So very nice energy. So I feel like whatever you've been waiting on will turn out positive. Let's see. Yes, it will. Look at this. The star. Wow. And what's so interesting about this, of course, is associated with Aquarian energy. Saturn is in Aquarius. Jupiter has been in Aquarius. He just went into Pisces. But this is your 11th house, Aquarius, of hopes and wishes and dreams. So all of this energy is signifying to me that if nothing much has been happening lately, if you just been kind of stuck waiting, look out, baby, because here it comes. And the star energy is fantastic because, for me, it's about the destiny of your life and some sort of new plan that's unfolding for your destiny. So, and it's going to bring you a lot more opportunity for joy and happiness and really feeling free. I mean, look at the picture on this card. I mean, this individual is just soaring high, feeling free, feeling optimistic. And if there's one thing an Aries likes, Aries likes a lot of things, but one of the things on their top 5 is freedom. So not only will there be more joy, I think, but there is likely to be more freedom. The star card is great too, because this can be whatever this joy is. It's going to be about tapping into your potential, tapping into that unique quality that you have to shine and be you. So Aries, fantastic. All right, Taurus. So this full moon lunar eclipse is happening in your house of personal transformation. As I said to the other signs, I'm keeping the house definitions rather broad for this. I'm not going to go into every single meaning of each house, but we'll take the kind of overall umbrella meaning. So deep transformation from the ground up. So let's see what is going to be transforming in your life. We're going to pull from this oracle deck, and then I'm going to tap in with some tarot and see what else we need to know. So 8th house, very profound, very deep changes. And of course, Uranus is going direct in your sign. So he's rocking and rolling through your sign, making his presence known. So let's see what we have here. All right. Surrender to divine timing. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. Isn't that the truth? If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough, according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. So very interesting because, yes, you are transforming a lot in your world, and particularly with Uranus going direct. But the thing is, it is important for you, and I think this full moon lunar eclipse will show you that, yes, we do have some sort of say a lot of the times in a timing, sure. But sometimes we don't. And it is about the divine timing right now for you and surrendering to it, that the transformation you want, you cannot rush it, and you cannot, force it with your determined Taurian self. You can't force it into being either. So, like I said in the intro, full moon lunar eclipses are about very much the universe's energy and wisdom in shifting things in our life. And the universe does know the right timing for that. So, all right, let's see. But it's something, it's 8th house. So it's something profound that you're trying to shift, trying to change. Possibly with a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You're waiting for a change with this person. This can also be changing some sort of emotional situation. I got to see what else is on the bottom here. What do we have? All right, we have the 6 of Pentacles. So you could be wanting to have some sort of situation in your life be more fair emotionally. 6 of Pentacles. You could be wanting, particularly a water sign, you could be wanting a water sign to invest more of their time and energy into your relationship. That's another possibility. The 6 of Pentacles is a benefactor card. It is a card of philanthropy, a card of generosity. It also has Libra in emphasis because of the scales. So it is about maintaining your emotional equilibrium and balance, despite the fact that things are not happening on your ego's timetable. I think you're going to get there eventually. And since we have the King of Cups here, it could be that the change that you're wanting to happen, the divine timing, may be in about 6 weeks, which would be in Cancer season. So, keep the balance, hang in there. Let's see what else we have. Page of Pentacles. So a lot of you are waiting probably for some sort of financial news. 8th house does rule other people's money. So, you know, you could be getting some news around this full moon lunar eclipse that either this is a go or a no-go, or we're tabling the decision and we'll get back to you at the end of June or in July when we're in Cancer season. Again, it's a general reading, apply it to your life, but there is perhaps also with the Page of Pentacles here some more research you need to do, Taurus, to get some sort of financial situation in balance, not only in terms of the financial aspect of it, but the emotional aspect of it. So I'm thinking in particular of some sort of big expenditure, like for a house or a property, or even, you know, something else like a car, whatever, but a big expenditure. You may need to really do a little bit more digging, Page of Pentacles, go back to the drawing board, so to speak, to make sure that your wants and your needs are in balance and that your emotional, the same thing, you're not discounting your emotional needs over this purchase, or are you acting from emotions solely about this purchase, or too much with the financials. So you see what I'm saying? It's got to balance it out. There could be some sort of, you know, like I said in the intro, knee-jerk emotional reaction where you just want to spend money to make a problem go away, but you're not dealing with the emotional aspect of the problem. So that could be something that's going on. But surrender to the divine timing. If the news, I do feel there may be some sort of news, but the news may be missing a piece. Again, the 6 of Pentacles, and that's why, you know, we're also have to surrender to divine timing, and why we have Cancer energy showing up here. So we may get half of the story, and then the other half will come when Mercury goes direct at the end of, on June 22nd, you know, in Cancer season. So hang in there. I mean, there's nothing negative here at all, Taurus. So just be patient, and you are a very patient sign. But I mean, any sign can, you know, with the frustrated energy, Saturn squaring Uranus, any sign can be like, I want this and I want it now. But the divine timing is really going to take care of the situation. So trust in it. All right, Gemini. So the full moon lunar eclipse is happening in your 7th house of relationships. So let's see what we have going on for you with that energy. We're going to pull one of these oracle cards. What are you surrendering to? You're surrendering to something. Let's see. Surrender your fear of change. Usually fear of change is not something associated with Gemini. But hey, everybody can have that feeling at some point in their lives. Because, you know, you're mutable energy. Because so you go with the flow. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. Whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death, repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well. So it's interesting, a relationship is mentioned in this card because the eclipse is happening in your relationship house. So remember, full moon lunar eclipses bring things to a head. They shift the situation. They shift the energy. Now, this isn't always bad. It doesn't always mean something's going to leave your life. I mean, it can be, but it can also mean that the situation, whatever it is going to change in a significant way. So if you've just been, you know, kind of casually dating or whatever, like you could have the talk, and what changes is, you know, you're deciding to move in together. So it's like that type of thing. It doesn't always have to be that the relationship is ending, but sometimes that can be the case. Sometimes. Again, it's a general reading. A lot depends on what's going on in your individual chart. But the important thing here is surrender your fear of change about a relationship status. It could be too that an important relationship in your life, maybe it's nothing to do with you, but the person is they've decided they're going to pursue other things. You know, maybe they're wanting to move across country temporarily to go to school or something like that. I mean, it's nothing personal to you. Temperance. So we have Sagittarius energy involved here and the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, so balance and change. That is what temperance is about. It's the alchemy card. And the eclipse is in Sagittarius. I mean, here it is. So 4 of Pentacles is wanting to hold on. This is sometimes called the miser card, but wanting to hold on for dear life to a particular situation, usually something related to our foundational security. So let's see what else we have on the top of the deck. I feel that your partner wants to change in some way because the temperance is coming out. That's about your partner. Or your partner's holding on to you for dear life, but you want to change and do something different. Yeah, maybe you do. 6 of Wands. Okay. Some of you, Gemini, some of you are having a personal triumph in your life, I feel. And I think it's going to be coming in your birthday season based on things you've already been doing, because Mercury's going to be retrograde. So if you've already put a lot of plans in motion, Gemini, for success in whatever that means to you, there is something about that role that you're going to be taking on in your life that will cause a change in your relationship. And it could be, of course, a very favorable change. So surrender your fear of change. This may be something you have to deal with the partner in your life. They're afraid your relationship may change because of something about your success that's coming. 6 of Wands, 6 in June. All right. So there could be, I just got to say it, there could be a little bit of a situation where somebody's been more dependent on the other person, maybe a little clingy because of the 4 of Pentacles, maybe. So there may be a situation where you have to reassure them, Gemini, unless you don't want the relationship anymore, then that's a different issue. But if you're still committed to this relationship, then you may have to reassure them or, whatever you got to do. But it's interesting because the 6 of Wands here in the regular rider weight has a person on a horse, and here's a person on a horse. So some of you, I think, do want to break free from a relationship. Again, not everybody. This is a general reading, especially if that person has not been changing along with you. That's another thing, because they could be stuck in this energy, this 4 of Pentacles. They don't want to change. They don't want to grow. You've been growing and changing and doing some amazing things with your life. So that's another possibility. But you may even still not be totally ready to leave the relationship behind just yet. But I think as you move forward into whatever this new success is that's coming in your life, you're going to meet other people. You're going to have other opportunities. You're going to be riding high. You're going to feel good. And this is going to bother you after a while. It's one thing to be needed. Even a Gemini needs to be needed. Even a Gemini. All right. I know, you guys, you're so cute. I love Geminis. But like Aries and a few other signs, like, you don't want to be glommed onto. Like, you need some breathing room. And so that's the situation. If they're really afraid, if they're based in that fearful holding on to dear life and they don't have something of their own going on, Gemini, as you move forward, you're going to be out of there, I think. All right. So you may see evidence of this thing. I guess what I'm really saying, if this is resonating for you, it's like you're moving on to some amazing things in your life, and somebody else may not be. And it's a if they can't change and get with the program and be supportive of you and supportive of what you need, then I think this clinging energy is going to get to you. It's going to get to you after a while, and I don't want it to drag you down. All right. So again, it's general reading, apply it to your life, but we'll see what shakes out at the eclipse. All right, Cancer. So this eclipse is happening in your 6th house of health and work. So let's see what we have going on for you with that energy. All right, what do we have? Surrender the idea you can fix someone. Interesting. It's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. Isn't that interesting? it's sometimes fascinating to see how, and I'm not saying this is just Cancers. I mean, anybody can be like this, right? It's like, it's very interesting to see how we can see what other people need to heal in their lives and shift and change and do. And sometimes it's so much easier to support somebody else on their journey and doing their thing than it is to take responsibility for our own. It's just easier. I'll help you. I don't need to help myself. And that's what I'm feeling from this card coming up. I'm feeling like this energy is saying places where you have been perhaps codependently focusing on somebody else's well-being and not enough on your own. That's got to go. That's got to shift. It is time to bring the attention back to yourself. You cannot fix this person. This person, we got to pull some tarot, but this is a very clear message. And that the eclipse is in the house of health and work. So this could be also somebody at work you've been trying to help, you try to take them under your wing and help them, but they just keep effing up and they just know you'll take care of the problems. They're not taking responsibility. So there's like that type of energy also maybe going on with that. So you can't fix somebody, but also see how you've been perhaps using the fix of another person to avoid your own fixing that you need to do in a work or health situation. All right, let's tune in. Let's tune in, my dears. What do we have? We got the Lovers. We got the Lovers. Gemini energy and the Five of Cups. Okay, so you have talked and talked. I mean, the Gemini energy, you have talked and talked and talked and tried to help this person because you feel for them, whether this is a significant other with the Lovers card or it's just somebody, like I said, you've taken under your wing. They remind you of yourself when you were younger, something like that. You have affection for them, in other words, the Lovers card. You've tried and tried and tried. And Gemini, of course, like I said, you've been talking to them, you've been counseling them, all those good Gemini things. But what do we have here? The Five of Cups. They just keep disappointing themselves and disappointing you. Let's pull from the top. Let's see what we have. Ten of Wands. This situation has become an energetic burden that is weighing on you. Ten of Wands is we are weighed down by a responsibility, perhaps many responsibilities. Yes, you're strong. I mean, Cancer, you are a very strong sign. People don't think that of Cancers, but you are. You are very emotionally resilient. You are very strong, and you will go to the ends of the earth for people you really care about. But even you, Cancer, can only take on so much. So this is a very clear message. Surrender the idea that you can take care of someone and keep shouldering their burden. It's not your responsibility. And there perhaps could be at some point with the Five of Cups here, perhaps some, regrets over doing that. But also, I think that this is kind of a little warning not to let it get to this point, actually. For some of you, it's probably already gotten to that point. But I don't think you want to lose this relationship. That's another thing. But also, I think this relationship is going to shift somewhat because I think even you are starting to realize that this is a heavy price you're paying to help this person. And they really are not doing too much to help themselves. Five of Cups here. So this is important to take note of, Cancer, okay? And to shift this energy back into all this energy you've been expending, this love energy, this help energy, put it back where it belongs onto yourself and take care of whatever else is going on with you, with your well-being, with your work life, etc. Redirect that energy back to yourself. Ten of Wands also suggests you are coming to an energetic close with this particular cycle. So, I hope that it can end gracefully without any, ill feelings, I hope. I mean, I think it can because the Lovers is here. But, it's hard sometimes when we've established a certain role in a relationship with a person, especially one in which we were there as the caretaker, the nurturer, we boost them up. And then all of a sudden we realize I cannot do that anymore. And you pull the plug on that relationship oftentimes, I mean, nothing's absolute, but oftentimes that relationship dissolves because that person was in it for the emotional support. And when they don't get that from you, when they don't get what they were getting, you know what I'm saying? Then they're like, I'm out of here. So, and the relationship dynamic can change. So there could be something like that going on. But I feel very much, this is probably some sort of friendship. But like I said, it could be a committed relationship. Gotta bring it back to yourself. You're like, really, you cannot continue to take responsibility for somebody else's situation. All right, Leo. So this eclipse is happening in your 5th house of love, romance, creativity, children, risk-taking. Let's see what we have here. 5th house, wild card, the gambler. Let's see. What do you need to release? What's going on? Oh, surrender to your creativity. This is the house. The eclipse is happening in your house of creativity. Let your imagination soar. Stay open to all creative ideas about how to pursue a dream or solve a problem. Okay, so let's clarify that and see what we have. All right, Leo, what do we have for you? We have Pluto, the death card. And we have the 5 of Swords. So what needs to change in terms of your creative pursuits, in terms of your love relationships, even in terms of your romantic potentials, like you want to bring some romance into your life. It's time to let go completely, death, of your trying to micromanage 5 of Swords. Every little tiny detail about a creative project, a romance, the pursuit of romance, your kids. Okay, it is, I gotta pull another card, but it is time. 5 of Swords, of course, I call that the daytime anxiety card. But it also can be, 5 of Swords can be that nitpicky, like trying to control somebody's every little detail, every little move, every little thing, all right, let's pull another card. And that's the opposite of this. Creative energy is in the flow. We are just freewheeling it, freestyling it. We are tuned in and tapped into our imagination, our intuition. We're not up in our heads trying to orchestrate and micromanage every little possibility. We are just enjoying, right? That is the 5th house. It's about in heart and enjoyment and flow. This is not that. So there's something about where you've been, like I said, trying to control something with one of those areas of your life. Oh, isn't this charming? The 9 of Swords. So now we have the nighttime anxiety card. We have daytime and nighttime anxiety. And Pluto. So what Pluto is saying, Leo, the death card is saying, once and for all, can you release your expectations, your micromanaging, your very exact ideas, because Leo, you're the king and the queen. So you do have standards, very high standards. You want things done a certain way. Your fixed energy also, you can be very stubborn. This is coming also from Mars and Leo, so I get that energy. But there's something, again, it's about this. I know you want to bring more creative energy into your life, whether that takes the shape of a new creative project that you're excited about and that you feel like you just step into and you lose all track of time when you do it, whether it's some sort of new, just really free-flowing, heart-centered romance that's juicy and that, is just feel good, or whether it's something to do with your kids so that the energy is more aligned with both of you and there's not all this fighting and bickering and drama, right? So stay open. Let your imagination soar. Stay open to all creative ideas, all of them, not just the ones you think should be the way it should be. This is really about opening up your mind, because both of these, Five of Swords and Nine of Swords, are about the mental mindset, right? It is about our mindset and about the churning, because that's what anxiety is. It's the churning of that wheel, the hamster wheel of what about this? What about that? I don't know about this. How about that? I can't control that. What if this? What if that? Etc. So, can we finally let that go and step into this gorgeous, gorgeous energy to bring more alignment in that area? Can you trust? That's really, I think, what it's about. Can you step into the arms of the universe and trust? I'm feeling it's like that exercise where, somebody stands behind you and you have to fall backwards and you have to trust that they're going to catch you. Can you trust that the universe is going to catch you? That's what, with these fifth house matters. And not that you have to have every answer and solve every problem and know ahead of time exactly how things are going to roll out and go down. Because nobody can really know that. There are things that are mysterious that occur. Mysterious divine interventions that occur. The synchronicities of the universe, the divine interventions, all sorts of things that, the universe has up its sleeve to support us. So you don't have to know all the answers. You don't have to control everything in those fifth house matters, except you do need to trust. Can you do it? I think you can. All right, Virgo. So the full moon lunar eclipse is happening in your fourth house of your roots and what nourishes you, what feeds you. So let's see what card we have for you. Your home. Surrender to passion. Oh, Virgo, what's going on in your world? Okay. Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. Okay. So, I don't know, Virgo. What's going on in the Virgo world? So, because the fourth house is about, like I said, about what nurtures us, what feeds our roots. So, it's important to have passion in our life. It's important to have that sense of possibility and connection and, joy in your heart. And it doesn't have to be, about relationships, but just that passionate joy for living. And that is what feeds us. So I think this is very, very interesting. Because it's the full moon lunar eclipse, you may really have a sense of clearing out things that really are not serving your joy and your passion. So let's see what we have here. You may really have a big clear out of the unpassionate things and people and situations. Two of Cups. Oh, Virgo, Two of Cups. And the Judgment. Okay, so number twos here. Very interesting. So Judgment, new life possibilities. Phoenix rising from the ashes. Two of Cups, an important meeting, connection, association. So I feel like you guys are, like I said, full moons are about release. I think you're releasing the sense that, not that you can't have passion in your life, but I think, some of you may have been settling. Oh, we don't want that Three of Swords. Some of you may have been settling for not enough passion or, I'll just be fine on my own, type situation. Whether this is a personal situation or some sort of new, friendship connection or whatever. What this is saying to me is that some other person is going to be bringing more joy into your life and will, I think, bring also some very important decisions in your life as a result. What I'm feeling from this is I think, not right now, but maybe in about 2 months. So probably about Cancer season. I think you may make a very surprising decision, Virgo, about your life in terms of you know, feeling the fire in your belly, as this card says, and the people and activities that ignite your passion. So, but it's something I think that's coming in or has already come in. More will be revealed. I think you're going to, like I said, have a shift in the energy with this full moon lunar eclipse. This could even have been a connection that came in and went out kind of fast, but it left a lasting impression, a lasting, you know, mark on you. And you're like, I want more of that. I want more of that. So that is possible. Let me pull from the top here and look at one more card. The Wheel of Destiny. So interesting. So Jupiter just stuck his big toe. This is Jupiter. Stuck his big toe into Pisces, your 7th house of relationships. So there is something going on here. Something going on. But also, you know, 7th house is just other people. Could also be a business partner, business connection. But the universe, wow, look at this Judgment and the Wheel. The universe is bringing a destined connection into your life, whether business, personal, whatever. And it is going to bring fire in the belly. You may have not felt that in a long time, but that's the thing, right? Full moon lunar eclipses can bring, you know, they bring situations to a head. So if you have felt that your life has been a little less than fired up and passionate, this new situation, like you're going to be, you know, this full moon could really make you acutely aware of how much you need this in your life. And I think, you know, very shortly, the universe is bringing it. The universe is bringing it. And there's going to be a whole new emotional renaissance, rebirth going on in your life. I am feeling July because of the 2 and the 2 here. But like I said, the important point of this eclipse is to make you feel into that energy. And I think also to prepare you to make room for more of that energy to come into your life. So like I said, any of the people or activities that haven't been inspiring for you, to start shifting the energy away from continuing to invest in those and instead open up your world for more passionate connections to come in. And yeah, this is very interesting, Virgo. Very interesting. All right, Libra. So the full moon lunar eclipse is happening in your 3rd house of communications. So let's see what we have for you. Surrender something. What is Libra surrendering? They are surrendering their frustration. It's time to surrender your frustration. Frustration doesn't open any doors. Yes, this is true. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so that you may approach the situation more calmly. And like I said, you know, it's interesting too because that Saturn-Uranus square is happening right at this full moon lunar eclipse also. So, and I said in my intro to the video that there can be a lot of frustrated energy out there right now. And you got that energy, you got that card. So, and we're asking about your communications house. So for you in particular, it's important to be very careful, since this energy is coming out, with something that may be coming to a head at this full moon lunar eclipse that's making you feel like, how do I communicate how I really feel about this without losing my temper? All right, what do we have? 5 of Swords. And the 9 of Pentacles. Okay. So 5 of Swords is daytime anxiety, but a 5 of Swords can also be a conflict, a verbal conflict. You can see this lady here. No, in the regular tarot deck, there's 3 people in this card, and somebody won the fight, and the other 2 are walking away. In this one, it looks like this lady made this poor girl cry. So, you know, there is energy here of perhaps a verbal disagreement based around money, based around the management of resources, based around also whose money is whose money. Okay, so particularly if you're in a relationship, the division of money, because 9 of Pentacles for me is Virgo energy. This is this single woman who can take care of herself. So it's whether you're with somebody or not, it doesn't matter. It's like, this is my money. What's mine is mine. I worked for it. This is my show. This is what I did. Here's my personal prosperity. why are you trying to get my money? Or why are you, not appreciative of how hard I'm working? Or you're not valuing my contributions, something like that. Now, the third house eclipse, is also, that's the sign of siblings, or the house of siblings. So there could even be something where a sibling is going to tap you for a loan. They know you have some money at your disposal. And you may have to put up a very, clear boundary here. Or you may feel, because you're a Libra, right? You may feel like you have to find a nice way out of saying, to say no, but you could be feeling frustrated because you're saying no, but they keep pushing, and then it goes into a fight, something like that. Nine of Pentacles suggests to me you are feeling very good about your own self-worth, but you may need to defend it in some way, this Five of Swords. Or maybe you can't say anything. You're biting your tongue. And I got to pull one more card. And that's what's frustrating about the situation. Let's pull from the top here. Let's see. Six of Cups. Could be a sibling situation. In the regular tarot, the Six of Cups is the one with the two kids in it. You could also be dealing with something with your own kids. That's possible. But Six of Cups is a children card. It could be siblings. The two siblings are in that card. But it's also, for me, the Six of Cups is a very innocent energy. It's because it's the kids, right? They're just in the field. They're giving each other the bouquet of flowers. It's very innocent energy. So what I'm feeling here is that it could be incredibly frustrating to be on the receiving end, Libra, of someone who's trying to take advantage of your good nature, Six of Cups, financially in some way. Like maybe they're trying to scheme and con you, Five of Swords. Particularly if it's, I hate to say it, but hey, it happens. It's life. It does happen in the world. Particularly somebody you could have considered a brother or sister. Doesn't have to be blood family, but could also be blood family. There's something here you have to stand your ground. But again, with this energy is, take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so you can approach this calmly. Stand strong in your worth and your value, and try not to, especially because of the energy with Venus and Mercury in Gemini squaring Neptune in Pisces at this eclipse, and the Saturn-Uranus square on top of all of that, and this powerful energy. It's like you could absolutely blow up because you're so frustrated. Because I have a feeling this has been a discussion or an argument or something that's gone on before. This is not new. So just be careful of what you say. You could burn a bridge right now. You may want to burn a bridge, but a lot of times we find out later, I wish I didn't burn that bridge. So just keep all these things in mind. It is a general reading. The important thing here is your worth. Don't let a situation, also tarnish your innocence. This is another thing, I have to just say, Libra, there could be a very unsavory truth that comes out about somebody you thought didn't have such self-serving motives, but they really do. So your innocence about that person could be, just the veil drops, in other words. Like you really see them for who they are, and they're not nice. There's Five of Swords. They will cut you. They would cut you over a $5 bill. There's something about this energy that's very ruthless. But they've been probably trying to look all sweet and innocent. And you're going to see their real side come out. So like I said, stay calm, stand in your powerful truth of your self-worth. That is Pentacles for me also. And try not to let this situation throw you off. All right, Scorpio. So the full moon lunar eclipse is happening in your second house of money. So let's see what's going on for you with that energy. All right, full moon lunar eclipse, Scorpio. What do we have? Surrender unhealthy relationships. Isn't that interesting? Because, of course, the second house also rules self-esteem and your values. Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treated by others and to be surrounded, or excuse me, you deserve to be, what? You deserve to be treated. Yes, you do. But you deserve to be treasured by others. That was a Freudian slip. Treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. Yes. Okay. So this full moon lunar eclipse could bring some sort of, spotlight on and release of a very unhealthy relationship dynamic that's holding you back in some way from fulfilling your greatness. Second house, self-esteem. And because we're looking at second house as money, this could also perhaps be tied in with, somebody you work with perhaps as well. All right, but let's see. Surrender unhealthy relationships. Because somebody's lying to you. Seven of Swords. But you could be lying to yourself too, that this isn't so bad, or, oh, they're not like that all the time, or whatever. Oh, the Ace of Swords. Oh, no. You're cutting it loose, baby. You're going to make the decision, I think, to cut loose anybody who has recently done you wrong. You may have given somebody a second chance with something. Seven of Swords, but they did it again. The Seven of Swords is sometimes also how we lie to ourselves. So the fact that Ace of Swords is coming up here is like, you're cutting through all of your own BS also, Scorpio, of, you know what? No, I can't kid myself anymore about this person's energy. I gotta cut it loose. And that is the Ace of Swords. Done. So let's pull another card from the top and see what we have. Moving on. Look at this. Six of Swords. You are moving on. So you are cutting yourself free, cutting yourself loose from very toxic situation. I mean, that's what the card said. And it's because somebody really either treated you like a fool, they lied to you. And sometimes the thing with Scorpio, sometimes, and this can even be with Pisces as well, it's like you do know somebody's lying, but for whatever reason, in some cases, sometimes you don't deal with it right away for whatever reason. Maybe you really like the person, or you don't want to lose them from your life, or you give them one chance, right? But usually it's because there's some, the benefit of the relationship is bigger, at least in your mind, than the one fib they told. But the problem is that one fib often leads to another fib, and then to another fib. And the next thing you know, you got a Fibonacci, right? You got a Fibonacci on your hands. So, you're done. You're done. Because what happened, I think, and what's going to be brought to your attention, because the second house rules your self-esteem, not just your money. You're going to be like, this person keeps lying to my face. It's like insulting. It's disrespectful, insulting. You're going to reach that point, Scorpio. Like I said, you may have cut them a little slack, but now even you are like, what am I doing? This is ridiculous. So moving on, and notice in this Six of Swords, in this deck, the person's alone. She's guiding her own boat here. In the other decks, there's a boat person steering the boat. But no, you're steering your own ship. And you're like, done. I gladly surrender and move on from this toxic situation of Mr. or Ms. Fibonacci. All right, Sagittarius, let's see what is going on for you with this energy. The eclipse is happening in your first house of well-being, your image, your physical body. All right, let's see what's going on for you, how you show up in the world, how other people see you. Oh, surrender to non-action. Isn't that interesting? Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. Very interesting. Surrendering to non-action. Very interesting, Sagittarius. Because there has been so much energy happening in your sign with the South Node going through. There have been eclipses. There's been a lot of changes. So I think what this is saying, particularly because it's this full moon, this culminating energy happening, it is time to just give yourself a break. I think you've been very hard on yourself lately with a few things. Time to just not push. All right. So let's see. Let's let other people come to you. Let's see what we have here. Breathe and focus on your own power. All right. Sagittarius, what do they need to know about this non-action? The World. Wow. And the Seven of Cups. So you've been going through a major metamorphosis. Major. That happens anytime the South Node is transiting our sun sign. So what's happening here is I feel like there's going to be the final chapter, the final release, the final closing comments, so to speak, to this particular chapter of your life, the World card. There is a natural cycle that is wrapping up at this time for you with this full moon eclipse. There's no more left for you to do with this particular change and the changes that you have been manifesting in your life. Except there is one thing to do, but it's really kind of also non-action as well. It is time, Seven of Cups, to allow yourself to reflect upon the things that you still want to do in this world. So I call the Seven of Cups the bucket list card. It really is about these imaginative possibilities that you want for your life. So the old you wanted certain things. The old you, the last bits of the old you are going to be released at this full moon lunar eclipse. The new you is going to have a new bucket list and new dreams and new desires. So if there's anything to do at this eclipse, it is to reflect upon what does the new you want? Not the old you, but the new you. What does the new you want? And maybe, non-action. It's not about going out next week into the world and trying to make things happen. It is about reflection. It is about soul searching. It's about dreaming of wild new possibilities for yourself. So promise me, Sagittarius, that you will do that. All right. Because chapter is ended. All right. Let's see what we have on the top here. The wheel. So new possibilities are going to be brought in for you by the universe. The universe wants to align with your new desires. The universe wants to bring new things to you based on the new version of you. And it will happen in right timing. But right now is not the time for those things to come in. Right now is the wrapping up of the old chapter. Some rest, because a full moon lunar eclipse in our sign can make us extra tired. I mean, we all can feel that energy anyway, but especially because it's in your sign. Rest, regroup, maybe do some sort of ceremony, letting go ceremony that honors this chapter that's ending and also honors the new chapter that's about to unfold in your life. Very interesting. I think that going to have some very interesting things popping in your world soon, probably in July, starting in July with the Seven of Cups here. So Sagittarius, take it easy and promise me you'll create a new bucket list. Okay. All right, Capricorn. So the full moon lunar eclipse is happening in your 12th house of the subconscious, the hidden realms, spirituality, dreams, mindset, things to shift out of your belief, your subconscious belief system. All right, what do we have for you, Capricorn? Surrender to spirit. Interesting, because that is the eclipse in your 12th house. It is also about spirituality. Once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Let spirit work its magic for you. All right, so surrender to spirit. So there's been something, this is what this energy is, working toward. Capricorn always has a goal, working hard on something, and let the spirit work its magic. You've done everything you could. So there could be some news you're waiting to hear, and maybe there will be that news from the universe. But turn it over to the divine. Don't push. Don't be emailing or calling people every 5 seconds to find out what's going on. Just trust in the divine that it will be handled. All right, surrender to spirit. Let's see, what do we have, Capricorn? The Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands. Wow. Ooh, Capricorn, good news heading your way. Ace of Swords, victory. Ace of Wands, a fresh start, a bold new endeavor. Thumbs up from the universe. Wow. All right, well, I got to pull another card from the top to see what's going on. So surrender to universe. Don't push. Let the universe work its magic, and look at the magic that it's bringing in for you. Ten of Cups. Another number 1, technically, right? The 10 reduces to a 1. So this is gorgeous. So whatever this is, this new thing being born in your world, this is the home and family card, but this can also just be the ultimate personal satisfaction card of total unity and happiness, wishes fulfilled, wishes aligned. And perhaps even, since there's 2 figures here and we have 2 aces, there could be two wishes that are coming to fruition for you. But again, it's vital with the message here. Like once you've done everything you can, you've already done everything you can. But if you haven't, it's time to do everything you can. But once you have, you got to turn it over to the divine. That's the message here. That's that 12th house eclipse, trusting in whatever will be, will be. If something isn't meant to be, it will not be. If something is meant to be, the news will come in, you will hear. Let spirit work its magic for you. Spirit wants to bring in a bold new initiative for you. One that's going to challenge your mind and challenge perhaps your physical body, since it's the Ace of Wands, like working hard on some new situation, but also just up your enthusiasm levels. It could be something related to home and family, or family endeavor, but not everybody has a family. But it's the thing of, just joy. That's what the 10 of Cups is. It's ultimate joy. 9 of Cups can be more like that kind of like sensual, Taurian, like greedy, like I just ate a huge chocolate cake and I'm really full, but I'm really happy. That can be the 9 of Cups. 10 of Cups is more the joy in being alive, being happy, doing the things that you love with the people that you love. It's more that type of energy. So bold new initiatives, exciting, fresh starts. I love this for you, Capricorn. This is excellent, but it's really now just about the trust. It's about the trust and waiting for that magic to happen. So, but get ready. And I think what's interesting too is, because we have these number 1s, this is what I have to say about this. Sometimes the eclipse energy, the lunar eclipse energy, can bring a message a month later from when it takes place. So this energy may come in, on the Capricorn full moon, actually. Yeah, your Capricorn full moon is coming up June 24th. So that may come up then. Also, here's another possibility. Because we have a lot of this fresh start energy, and we have a 10 here, the new moon solar eclipse is happening on the 10th of June. So it is possible that, you really get a lesson. I know, Capricorn, I know what I'm about to say, and you're going to be like rolling your eyes to the heavens. You're going to get another little lesson in patience of surrendering to spirit and trust, possibly around this full moon. You may get a little sign from spirit to hang in there. And then this may come in, like I said, at the new moon solar eclipse or at your full moon, June 24th. Okay. So general reading, apply it to your situation, but this is so good. Something big is about to shift. All you got to do is show up and trust. All right, Aquarius. So the full moon lunar eclipse is happening in your 11th house of hopes and wishes and dreams. So let's see what is going on for you with that energy. It's time to surrender your frustration. This card has come up a couple of times in this reading today. So frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so that you may approach the situation more calmly. So there could be something where you're feeling that your progress in manifesting some sort of hope or wish or dream is thwarted. It's not happening. So you're getting frustrated, or it's not happening on your timetable. So we got to pull some energies, but I think what you're likely to see from the universe at this full moon lunar eclipse is that getting frustrated is just going to create a further delay and block to having this situation come in. And also, if there is a block, maybe it's because that particular thing is not right for you, or not right for you right now. So how is frustration helping you with that? Rejection is protection always. Let's not forget that. But with Saturn in your sign, going retrograde, squaring Uranus in the 4th house, you can be dealing with some tense, frustrated energies, particularly in, anything related with home and family and what nourishes and feeds you. 4th house. So you could, for example, feel that everybody around you is acting erratic and selfish and like drama queens or kings or whatever, and they're not paying enough attention to what you need, and etc. And that your own hopes and wishes and dreams are getting kind of pushed to the wayside, and you could be feeling like super tense. But is that really true? That's the astrological energy. I mean, it might be true. Maybe they aren't being supportive of you right now, but are they really the reason that your goals are not manifesting right now? So there's something to look at there, and releasing the frustration, and perhaps releasing some frustrated energy in regards to some family members, because it's so true. We often take our frustrations out on our loved ones. So you may want to keep an eye on that. When something is meant to manifest in your life, it will manifest. But there's something about the timing and your reaction to the timing. You're getting frustrated. 8 of Swords. And the 3 of Pentacles. So you are stuck in terms, 8 of Swords. Your mindset is stuck on how you think a plan should evolve in your life for something to manifest. But there is, with this 8 of Swords, you're not seeing something clearly. There's something that you're not privy to yet. I think this full moon lunar eclipse is going to bring something to light and show you that your plan has to be tweaked a little bit, Aquarius, so that, yes, you can surrender frustration. And so that, yes, this situation, this hope, wish, and dream from your 11th house can manifest. There's something that's not correct with it as it currently stands. All right, let's see what we have. 8 of Cups. Okay, interesting. So look at these 8s here. 8 of Swords, 8 of Cups. I have to be honest with you. I just feel like there is something that is well and truly not right for you. And you're getting frustrated because you're not allowing yourself to, you're not admitting to yourself that this may not be the right thing for you. 8 of Cups. You are very, I feel, attached to this particular outcome. The universe, I think, has a different plan for you. This 3 of Coins. A whole other agenda. You're not seeing it. And you're, I think, refusing to walk away. You're staying very stuck in this. I think again, it's a general reading. I think the universe is going to take this blindfold off of you with this full moon lunar eclipse and kind of force your hand with something. And it's going to say, Aquarius, I'm supporting you always in your hopes and wishes and dreams, but some of them are not right for you. And it's time to move on and let something go that you've been fixated on that has not been working, so that you can stop feeling frustrated, and so that you can feel happy, and so that you're ready to step into the next plan. Because frustration is like, you keep pushing. It's the pushing. It's like I'm pushing. I want this thing. I want it now. I want it in my timing. It needs to be the way I want it to be, and you're not acknowledging and seeing the signs and roadblocks that are saying, no. And the thing too is it could be a trap. Whatever you think you want right now and you're trying to manifest could actually be, since the spider web is here, it could actually be something that gets you entangled with something that's not going to be good for you. So I think this energy is really saying, the Eight of Cups, you're going to be, I think, gently nudged by the universe to walk away and let it go. Because the plan is different for you. All right. So, and remember too, it doesn't mean that this particular thing is gone for all time or whatever. It just means right now that's not part of your journey. And I think you're going to see that. Because remember, full moon lunar eclipses can take stuff out and clear a space so something new can come in. All right. And I think that's what I'm feeling is more of what's going to be manifesting, I think, for you guys. All right. So Pisces, the full moon is happening in your 10th house, which is your house of career. So let's see what may be percolating for you in that area. Things that you need to surrender in regards to your career. Surrender resentments. Okay, interesting. Holding on to resentments only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward toward positive situations in your life. Okay, so there's something to look at there. I think this is interesting. The full moons bring things to light. You may reach a point of no return moment because, of course, it's an eclipse. It can bring letting goes and endings. You may reach a point of no return moment where your resentment level has gotten up to here with a particular job, boss, coworker, and it's going to be in your face and you can't ignore it anymore. You may have to finally face the facts that you've got to do something about this work situation. All right, so let's pull some energies. It's the type of thing, holding on to resentments. It's like you go there every day and it's stressful and it's tense and you can't stand the way this person has backstabbed you, that person betrayed you, this person doesn't do their job, and then you got to do it. All of this stuff. So, keep moving forward toward positive situations in your life. This may really be a time to start thinking about how are you going to shift out of this energy in your career if this is in fact what you are dealing with. Okay. Because either you continue to feel resentful and, just like the card says, keep poisoning yourself, or you finally do something about it. All right, let's see what we have. Page of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. So there could be some sort of news about finances, money, raises, compensation, something financial about your work. This could be possibly an offer. That's possible with the page. Something new that you could be asked to do or start, but you really don't know if you want to do it. The Two of Swords. There's something also here about not acknowledging what's in your heart, not wanting to see the situation as it truly is with this, of course, energy that we're looking at here. Page of Pentacles can also be about getting real and digging deeper into the reality of a situation and doing more research. But I do feel there could be some sort of news or writing on the wall about this work situation. Pentacles coming up. So it's about the money. It's about the work situation. And you really don't want to know. Because if you acknowledge it, you're going to have to make a change. So you've been trying not to see it and deal with it and think about it. But it's there, as we know from this energy that came out. All right, let's pull one from the top. Another page. Interesting. Page of Wands. So pages for me are baby steps also. They are about the first initiating steps forward to change a situation. So wands are about taking action. I think what is likely to occur at this full moon lunar eclipse in your 10th house of career is the universe is going to rip off this blindfold like one rips off a Band-Aid. And, you know, you're going to be forced, the universe is going to force your hand and is going to force you to look at your situation and how you truly feel about it. And then it's going to say to you, Pisces, what are you going to do to shift it? Page of Wands. So I think you will be starting to take the first steps toward, first of all, acknowledging what's not been working and what has to go, but also toward actually manifesting something different for yourself. So, you know, you're going to do it. So Page of Wands, Wands is about action, taking action, initiating movement forward. We know Mercury is going to go retrograde. We know there's another eclipse coming. So, you know, I think the key factor here is that the awareness is going to be front and center. And the other thing too, with these 2 pages, I think you're going to realize that, I mean, you already know this, but you're surrounded by immature people because pages are the children of the tarot. So you may be working with people who are 30, 40, 50, 60, but they act like irresponsible younger individuals who have not had work experience. They act like, you know, la-di-da, they don't care. So, you know, you could just finally be really seeing how some people are acting very childish around you as well. And you've had enough of it. Like I said, you've been trying not to see it, but there could be a situation that's brought to a head and you're like, I'm over this. So you may see that by Leo season, since we have the wands here, that you can finally start, because again, eclipses, Mercury retrograde, we're dealing with that all through June. You may see you're finally getting some traction in shifting this situation for yourself. But for a lot of you, I think, honestly, I feel the writing's going to be on the wall about, especially if you're resonating with this, something's got to give. And you're tired of it being you. So you're going to have to really take the bull by the horns and start initiating some sort of change for yourself in your career. Okay. So leave me a comment and let me know how you plan to work with these energies. I'm always interested to hear what you guys have going on and how you're all doing. And I hope you're all doing really well. I love you guys. Take care, and I will see you again soon. Stella Wilde, signing out.